Hey guys, this is the one and only Sonic Ranger coming back at you with another not scripted video review. And in lieu of some actual San Diego Comic-Con toy reviews that I have in the works, I want to take a look at something that I've been dying to get my hands on since they first announced it, and that is NECA's first take on some dynamic figure stands for your NECA 6 to 8 inch action figures. That consisting of those DC Comics and Warner Brothers and NECA licensed figures, you know, the trade-off they did like every Christmas, like Batman here and Superman, which is pretty much what I got this stand for, pretty much for Superman or either Batman. They have them like jumping off a building or flying through the air. It's your choice. It comes with a variety of stuff. It's got like a suction cup stand piece here where you can actually stick this to a window or even your wall. It says it works on a wall, a basic wall. So, you know, that's kind of a gamble because I'd hate to test it out on my wall and leave it overnight, wake up in the morning and find out that Superman's arm broke off because the thing didn't actually stick to the wall and it just crashed really hard on impact and broke Superman. I'm seeing a terrible future, and yeah, it's just, I don't want to even think about it. Even talking about it right now is making me feel a little uncomfortable because I paid a good amount of money for both of these figures, and I'd hate to see something bad happen to them because they are freaking awesome. Anyway, moving the figures out of the way, let's go ahead and take a look at first glance at this packaging. There's not much going on here with the front. I mean, obviously you can see the pieces that are included in the set, but that being said, the background is just a grid line. It's kind of like Transformers, so heck, even the font kind of reminds me of the Transformers. If NECA's not careful, Hasbro could be filing a lawsuit someday, or, you know, just maybe a couple of months down the road, you never know. Anyway, there's NECA's logo, just to let you know it's official. This is a NECA licensed product. On the back, not much else going on here, just showing off some of the included contents and pretty much just showing you a variety of poses that can be done, showing you the way that you can display the attachable arm to either the suction cup piece or to just the figure stand bit right here, which lays flat on the ground like a standard SH figure art stand kind of. But yeah, this one I'm questioning it because, you know, I haven't tested it yet and I'm kind of worried, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. But yeah, in case you didn't know, contents included desktop stand, suction cup stand, adjustable support arm, and arm extender. So there you go. Desktop stands proudly displays your favorite 6 to 8 inch action figures. So there you go with that. And that's pretty much gonna do it. But that said, I've got one little gripe about my set. Now this could be just my set, or this could be a common problem that is to come. As you can see, there are some smears, maybe fingerprints or maybe even some sticky residue or something on the stand. I've already rubbed the cover to this set and it's not on top of the plastic cover. No, this is on the inside. This is on the stand. So I'm gonna open it and hopefully I'll be able to wipe this stuff off, but if I can't, I'm gonna be one pissed off son of a gun because I paid some good money for this, and this would be a really bad first impression on these what look to be very cool stands. So enough talking, let's go ahead and open it up. Okay, so after taking a good hour or maybe even two, because I lost track of time, just to mess around with this dynamic stand, I gotta say, it's not as dynamic as I was hoping it would have been. It's definitely not in par with SH figure art stands. It's not even close. There's no comparisons with this. And it's definitely a no-brainer on which one to actually consume, because when it really comes down to it, quality aside, with SH figure arts, you do get a little more play value out of these stands than you do with this here. And I'm just being honest, people. I don't want you to fall into this ploy, okay? The fact is, this could have been a lot better had NECA taken just a little more time in the execution department. Toss this piece of garbage away. It does not work on walls. It does not work with mirrors. It does not work as good as I was hoping it would with windows. It doesn't take much for these to come undone. You can put pressure on it, it will not hold in place for long. And I'll go ahead and show you this right away. There is actually an extension to this, but this is about as far as you get. This little clip right here is all that is holding the ratchet teeth in place. So I would be very careful with this, because as you can see and hear, it's quite flimsy. If I can get this off carefully without knocking anything over like my lamps and remove this bit right here, this extendable piece can be removed. So I can put that aside. Now let me go ahead and show you this real quickly before I put the other piece back on. What you're seeing right here is not a complete circle. This is actually more of an octagon look. An octagon look. How did I mix octagon with hexagon? Anyway, my tongue is failing now, but yeah, it's not a complete circle, so there's no rotation to this. Once you put this little claw piece right here into place, it's going to stay in that place unless you take it off again and rotate it around, but why would you do that? So I'm glad that NECA gave that option to the set, so you don't really need this piece if you don't need it, okay? So you can put that aside, don't toss it out, you might need it someday. Or if you want to display Superman or Batman or whoever you got in mind for this thing, if you want to display him a little higher outside of as far as this can actually go up, then you can get a little more height out of this. But for what it is, it's okay. It's not the best, it just isn't, okay? I'm going to be honest, guys. I knew I was going to say this, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw this out as a heat of warning. Those ratcheted teeth on these claws right here, which I'll go ahead and remove Superman off of this very, very tight claw. It's ratcheted. As you can see, there are teeth marks, and if you're not careful, when you're messing with Superman or Batman or whatever you got in mind, you could actually cause some damage to the suit. Yeah. Anyway, it's not bad for a first take on stands for your 6 to 8 inch action figures, and it does work with more than just Superman. And we'll go ahead and pull somebody out just because. Just bear with me for 1 second. You pretty much have throughout this whole video. And I'm going to bring in Miles Morales because, you know, he's Spider-Man. And Spider-Man is awesome. And, you know, it's not the best. For a Marvel Legends figure of, you know, this molding, it's not going to work as good, but it will hold him even though he's rotating. He's not going to fall out of this thing. Obviously, it's collapsed around his whole entire waist, so he's not going anywhere even though he's moving. But, you know, if you don't mess with the stand like I was doing, he'll stay in place just fine. And I'm very, very, very sure that it will also work for Mattel's Halo figures. Because, you know, this is another reason why I wanted to test this thing out, because I want to know if I can, like, display my Master Chief action figure in certain poses where he's jumping in the air. Yeah, see, it works with Master Chief as well. So, it's pretty cool. And he's a pretty heavy figure as well, so, you know, the fact that it's actually holding up to this figure or any other figure that I've used so far on this, no, that did not break. That is supposed to happen. But, yeah, the fact that it's held up to most of my figures that I've used on this thing, it's pretty good. Now, if you are so inclined to use this piece right here, heat warning, like I said, it doesn't work as great as I was hoping it would. But in order to use it, you really got to apply a lot of force to get this extractable arm off. And that is one thing that scares me. Even though I'm not seeing any stress marks on this, I will say it is a bitch to get this off. Now, it feels like it's getting a little loose, but I'm sure that's just it wearing out from the constant going back and forth of putting it in this and putting it back on the stand here. So I guess over time it will get a little easier to put in, but yeah, like I said, if you're inclined to do it, it takes a little bit of force. Wow, this thing, oh, oh no. What the hell? Okay, I take back everything I said. Okay, so outside of breaking pieces, first getting it out of the package, I gotta say, this set is quite the disappointment. I'm not going to say it's a complete failure because it does serve its purpose, which is to be a nice displayable option for your Supermans, your Batmans, or any other action figure that fits on these things in a certain range of scale to be posed up in the air, getting ready to pounce on an enemy or something, or the opposite. So it works. The problem is, I was expecting a little more in the terms of not just quality, but also quantity. And it's just not present with this thing. In fact, it is horrible. It is deplorable. It is a shameful thing. I can't believe I'm about to say this, but this is for real. I have had cheap knockoff stands I've ordered from Sir Toys in the past. They are knockoffs from those actual Tamashii Nation stands that are used for SH Figure Arts that are better in quality and better in quantity when compared to this thing. Now, unfortunately, I don't have them anymore because I sold them with my SH Figure Arts, my Super Sentai / Power Rangers collection, making way of the new Legacy figures, which we'll get to that road when we get to it, so I'm not going to talk about it right now. Back to the review. But that is what I'm showing in comparisons here. But by showing, I mean I'm speaking in comparisons. This is not a good thing. It's not. Now, if you're just going to use this to display your figures, then you've got no problem. I would not recommend you try using too much force on these things because, as you saw in the video, they can break very easily. So, outside of that, there's not really much else going on here. It is a disappointment that this thing is pretty flimsy, as a matter of fact. It really is just the big letdown. This right here is all you get out of it. This is the only bit that you get out of this. So it really is not what I was expecting at all. There are some things about it that do look good, like the overall presence of this is pretty dynamic, as it says on the package. But outside of that, it's all a lie. It's not good, and it's something that NECA needs to go back and work on when these become much more available to stores than they do for their eBay page, which is the only place you can get them at this time. But I wouldn't recommend them. I just wouldn't. So there you go, guys. If you got any questions or comments, leave it down below in the comments section of this video. If you like this video review, which I question why, hit the thumbs up. If you didn't like it, which I can understand, hit the thumbs down button. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button for more video reviews just like the one you're reviewing today from yours truly at the Reviewing Station. This is the one and only Sonic Ranger signing off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you whenever you see me.